time to get real. I want to see some crazy whiz-biz.
What's the magnet made out of, ding dong?
I want to see some of that whiz biz.
This castle is in unacceptable condition! Unacceptable! Mathematical!
Then you teleport back.
Bacon pancake!
Welcome back to WizBiz with Alex and Eric, a podcast about Adventure Time and the occult and other cool things that we decide to talk about while we're doing it. My name is Eric.
And my name is Alex, thus completing the prophecy set forth in the name WizBiz with Alex and Eric.
And finally, we are done. All right. Well, it's nice talking to you today.
Yeah, a good episode. I mean, I think this was a strong one.
Oh, we really knocked it out of the park. We just got straight to the business part of the introductions. And I mean, what else is there aside from cartoons?
Yeah, I mean, it is WizBiz, so we should probably do some whiz.
Okay. And you know what? I feel like we can probably, if we are really up to it, we can handle some biz.
Yeah, let's not get cocky. How are you, Eric?
I am doing pretty good. I had my birthday party over the weekend, and I'm getting a little bit too old for birthday parties to be so exciting, I think. But it was good. There was a good turnout. Lots of people were there, and it felt good. It was way big compared to last time.
Oh, really?
Last year's birthday party, hardly anybody showed up, but this year it was like everybody's like, "Well, we'll come this time." So, yeah, it was good.
Oh,
How about
good.
you, Alex? How are you doing?
I'm, just footloose and fancy free, living the life of Riley, making things up.
Making things up.
Yeah, just, hold it on, white fingernails, just screaming, oh God, when does this stop? Just cool guy stuff.
Yeah, I understand. So, I want to ask you about something that might impact both of our lives pretty strongly.
Okay.
I don't know if this is too sensitive a topic to discuss right now, but there's a new Dune TV show.
Yeah, let me just take a second about how I feel about you bringing that up on the show.
Yeah, I don't want to overstep my bounds, but
I mean, this is personal. I think between the two of us, what happens behind that veil when we watch HBO, that's between us. And I don't think we should really, our friendship shouldn't suffer because one of us wants to make Arrakis great again and the other one doesn't. And, but yeah, I'm willing to talk about it.
I mean, I think that it's probably really responsible. We should disclose to our listeners that one of us really likes sand and one of us doesn't.
Well, I'll just say it is coarse and it does get everywhere.
It does, but some people might say that that's one of the things that makes sand so useful and good to have around in everyday life.
Yeah, well, I'm not a slave. My name's Anakin, or whatever the hell the other fucking sand-hating person. I can't even begin to tell you how uninterested I am in that Dune show. I hate everything that his son wrote.
Is it based on his son's stuff?
It's not based on, Frank Herbert didn't write it, so as far as I'm concerned, I don't give a shit.
Okay.
I don't need to know why the fucking globe lamps work like that. Frank Herbert did good. Make that. That's it. Everything else can go kick rocks. Part of my strong language.
I feel kind of like pre-disappointed in it, and it's not fair. I will give it a shot. I will watch it and see if it's any good. But I just finished watching season 2 of the Lord of the Rings of Power show.
Oh yeah, how'd you feel about that one?
It's fun if you say to yourself, this isn't Lord of the Rings. And you just repeat that to yourself over and over again. This is not Lord of the Rings. This is not Lord of the Rings.
That's kinder than I'm willing to be towards that show. I think it's pretty hot garbage. There's some enjoyable stuff, but few and far between. I'm out there for. I like the wizard guy. Turns out we know it's Gandalf now. And sexy Sauron is kind of all right. And that's about it.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised at how uninspiring the elves are You know, I mean, especially when you
Well-
compare them to the Lord of the Rings movies, where the elves are like these glowing ethereal beings that waft around in funny lighting and can prance across snow and all this kind of stuff. You just they just feel like people and kind of idiots.
Yeah, like in the books, they're like literally like they're like the next thing down from the Maiar. They still have like a little bit of the light of the Alo Iluvatar within them. They're these heavenly, almost godlike creatures walking around with the mortals. They're ethereal in their nature. And
Mhm.
this one, they're like, I don't know, we know how to build pretty shit, I guess.
Oh yeah, and I mean, you know, I mean, in the books they live for thousands and thousands of years. I think they're kind of immortal unless you kill them.
Yeah, that
But
is
they-
my
they-
understanding. Yeah.
Yeah. So so that in particular is really disappointing. I'm also really disappointed in how they don't seem to be really like honoring the huge time scale, you know, of Middle Earth. Like
Yeah.
there shouldn't be Harfoots and any sort of halfling thing running around right now with any names anywhere like that, you know. I mean, the show takes place in the Second Age, and hobbits don't show up until like halfway through the Third Age.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about that so much because, like, I mean, in the view of we're watching it without the books, I agree with you because I'm a book nerd. But like, I'm trying to I'm giving it the best shot it has by ignoring the books as best I can.
That's what I'm trying to do too.
And that like the kind of any kind of Hobbit adjacent thing, I'm you know I can ignore. But the speed run they did with the creation of the rings was, I mean, that was baffling. I mean, that like story wise, like that should be a decades long project, not like what few weeks. Like it's just that was just bad storytelling. And
yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, these are the most powerful magic items ever. Let's just get them done in like, I don't know, a month.
yeah, I mean, I like some of the stuff that happened during that sequence, but like for the most part, it's just the speed run of this, how close everything is to each other, and it doesn't feel like Tolkien at all to me.
It's another ththing that really kind of bugged me about it is just sort of the incredible coincidence that Moria and what is it, the Elf City fall on the same day. Like,
Oh yeah,
like, come on.
yeah, that was a little stupid.
Oh, that might have been a spoiler. Spoiler: there's a Balrog in Moria.
Yeah, I know. No one's ever gonna figure that out.
Yeah.
It turns out, hint, hint, it might not pass.
So I did yesterday when I was sort of having my down day, I did watch the Two Towers
Oh yeah,
extended edition, and
That's
that was
good.
pretty fun. I enjoyed it. It had been a really long time. It held up. I think even, you know, like the Gollum special effects still looked pretty okay. And I mean, that movie is like 22 years old now.
yeah. I rewatch it pretty frequently. Every year, me
Yeah.
and my group of my friends do a Hobbit Christmas, and we watch all
Aw.
3 extended editions together.
Nice.
It's not really watch them; it's on in the background while we eat food and do
Mm-hmm.
Christmassy things. But yeah, every time I watch it, I'm like, the only special effects that I think don't hold up in those is the Legolas. Anytime he does like acts of heroicness, like when he goes
Yeah.
down the at one point he's on an Oliphant, and it just looks so rubber physics, like
Yeah.
just because the CGI isn't there. Yeah, there's any of that is just rough looking.
There's that scene where where the Rohan people are heading to Helm's Deep and they get attacked by the wargs.
Yeah.
And Gimli comes up on a horse behind Legolas, and Legolas like grabs onto the horse and does a little elf swoop
That's
down.
yes.
That looked. I was watching that. I was like, huh. I mean, Legolas walking over the top of snow. I'm like, cool. That looked cool. But Legolas completely ignoring all the laws of physics, and that horse ignoring all the laws of physics. That was a little like,
Yeah, and the CGI looks whack as fuck.
Yeah,
Um,
but aside from that, I think it held up pretty good.
Yeah, no, I like them. I watch them all the time. Welcome to WizBiz, where we talk about anything but Adventure Time.
Adventure time.
Yeah, that was my segue. Let's talk about the
Okay.
2 episodes we're going to talk about today. Season 5, episode 40, Playdate, and episode 41, The Pit. I will say,
Yes.
overall, before anything,
Uh huh.
this might be my favorite how would I word this? Unexpected two-parter. Like the entire first 3/4 of Playdate, you're never thinking, oh no, this is going to be a lore heavy. Like we need to watch this to understand some of the occult lore of this show as Ice King and Abracadaniel have like a gay Playdate together. And then it's like, oh no, the forces of pure evil.
Everything's going wrong.
It's really a fun because like if I was just watching this and like for fun, I don't even know if I would have finished that episode because like I get it, whatever. Let's move on to the next one.
I do want to mention the episode that we're skipping, episode 39, We Fixed a Truck, because it is kind of a fun one. And I suppose that the only lore that we really get in there is we do see our first female Banana Guard. And it has Banana Man in it. And Banana Man's played by Weird Al. And, you know, I don't want to skip Weird Al and not mention him. Because just in case he's one of our listeners, I don't want him to feel like, oh man, they skipped my episode. What the fuck? So Weird Al.
I want him to feel personally insulted if he's listening.
Yeah, maybe he'll make a song about us.
Yeah, eat a dick, Weird Al. UHF sucked.
That's not even true. Nobody.
Yeah, I know. I watched the movie like every weekend for like 3 years when I was a kid.
All right, so Playdate. It starts with this great scene where a pterodactyl comes and drops Finn and Jake off at the treehouse.
Yeah, I kind of wish the
really
pterodactyl would come back more often.
I kind of wish that the psychic tandem war elephant would come back more often. We never see that guy.
Yeah, I think we get one more with him.
Yeah, I think he shows up in like in the big finale with the big fight. Yeah,
I think it's our established canon on WizBiz at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and maybe also in the cartoon.
Yeah,
itself.
Fuck the cartoon. This is reality now. This show only.
Yeah.
So here is a line from Ice King that I resonate with so hard. Having roommates is nice. Keeps me out of my head. Not that I'm too far gone for a roommate at this point, but like I'm alone too often. It is not healthy. Like my mental health this is not good. This no human should live like this. And I'm there with you, Ice King. It just makes you, oh boy, it makes you see things. So like, having someone in your house, yeah, that's nice. That's good stuff right there.
Maybe you should get a Binkelmeyer.
I don't know what that is.
It's a little creature that shows up in the middle of Playdate where Ice King's like, oh, don't worry about that. It's just a Binkelmeyer.
Oh man, wait. I'm so confused. Wait, Binkelmeyer. I don't remember this at all.
You don't remember the Binkelmeyer?
I might not have just heard him say it. Oh yeah, that little guy.
Yeah.
I don't think for some reason Binkelmeyer didn't like stick in my brain. Yeah.
So yeah, one of the interesting things about this, I suspect that this is the last episode where Ice King is living at the treehouse. But Ice King's been living at the treehouse for quite a long time. Like ever since Finn fooled Flame Princess into destroying the Ice Kingdom, and in this episode, for the first time since then, since Gunter started repairing things, we see Ice King with his crown again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's established. I mean, it's spoiler alert for the end of the 11-minute episode. But apparently, the Ice Kingdom has been rebuilt for weeks, and Ice King's just there hanging out with his boys.
Well, he's, in his madness, he is convinced that Finn and Jake are his best friends. And I mean, honestly, like in a literal sense, I suppose they are.
Yeah, I think of that a lot. That with like you and John and like the other people unfortunate enough to hang out with me is like I'm objectively annoying and a bad person to be around, but you all feel bad for me, and therefore, who's the fool? The fool or the fool who follows? Best friend, wink.
I don't feel bad for you.
Yeah.
Nor do I think that you're objectively a bad person to hang around with.
Bad for you. I don't feel that.
I don't feel bad for you. I don't. But I don't. I mean, I am envious of your cool green screen.
Oh yeah, it's set up really well for this. Audience, you see, like I don't have this. I do Twitch in the same room we do this thing in when we do remote, and my green screen is like completely complete angled wrong. I think Eric can see directly into my bathroom, possibly. Like
I can see a sliver of bathroom. But
yeah, like this couldn't be a less appropriate green screen setup right now.
Oh, there we go. I can zoom in on you. Now I can see. Yeah, your bathroom's dark. It's cool. I can't see all the poop stains on the walls and stuff.
No, but my bathroom's like super clean. I now that I live in a place that's like I can actually clean it, I'm trying to keep it nice and tidy.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. So this episode, like, Finn and Jake invite Abracadaniel over with the intent of basically just getting Ice King out of their hair, and it works for a while. And there's definitely sort of like this. The reference, or I'm getting around to using some words here soon, but
Yeah,
Abracadaniel,
I recommend them.
Abracadaniel and Ice King act like kids having a sleepover,
Yeah.
basically.
They just establish their relationship. Abracadabra shows up and like Finn and Jake get him to show off his new magic trick, which is growing like basically a daisy from the floor.
Yeah, like one tiny flower.
But is that not the purview, the world of a life-giving wizard? What does Abracadabra do and step it on his robe hem?
I mean, Abracadaniel is, let's face it, a real shitty wizard.
Yeah, it's
Like
true.
he can barely do anything. Every time he does any magic, it's a huge. It looks like he's about to like, prolapse himself or pop an eyeball out or something, and with all the straining and groaning noises he makes. But yeah, one tiny little flower. Except when Keoth shows up at the end, he has a really easy time just throwing flowers like crazy. I think Abracadaniel might have. He seems to perform really more effectively under stress.
Yeah, that old thing of like you have to trick somebody to get their magical powers to come out.
Oh yeah, yeah. Except that it's not a trick because Keoth is scary.
Yeah, whatever. He's chill. He's got a yoga room.
He
Just
does.
sun salutations.
does.
So let's talk about the most important thing in this episode.
Yes.
Abracadaniel
Oh.
and Ice King
Mm-hmm.
have a fake emergency, prank time emergency, because they need to do an interpretive dance session. And Daniel starts interpretive dancing, and our sweet boy BMO gets up there on stage and dances with him, and Abracadaniel pushes him away. Don't touch my fucking BMO. BMO gets back up, dances delightfully back on the stage, and Daniel pushes him
And pushes
violently
him
off the
over.
stage. And
Yeah.
no, you don't push my boy, Daniel. You do not push my boy.
I agree. I think Abracadaniel has dropped on my list of favorite characters. He was never really high on the list. I've always thought Abracadaniel is kind of a douche, but now he's an asshole.
Yeah, no, he's a piece of shit. We all hate him. BMO was sitting in an adorable little chair. Like, this is the height of BMO being cute. And not a fan. Not a fan
And
at
when
all.
BMO dances, like what possible threat is there to Abracadaniel to have BMO up there dancing? Like, it's not like he's causing any problems or anything.
Yeah, it fills me with fury, and I will find the voice actor and murder him.
Yeah. I was sort of surprised, interpretive dance, I feel like, is one of those art forms that gets shat on a lot in TV shows and movies and stuff. So I was actually really surprised that I didn't remember this episode very well, but I was surprised when Jake's like, oh, he's actually not bad. Like, they don't really say Abracadaniel is bad at interpretive dance, or oh my god, this interpretive dance is terrible, because like Ice King is up there doing some jazz drums and they're kind of grooving out to it, and they're kind of enjoying themselves, except for the pushing around BMO part.
Yeah. Interpretive dance is something, it's interesting in my world that I've never seen it. I've only seen it made fun of. I don't think I've ever seen an interpretive dance. Not a one.
I don't think I have either. I do kind of feel like maybe it would be something that I should do in order to, expand my own horizons as a human being is look up interpretive dance on YouTube and see what it's actually like.
Yeah, I think we could probably just leave it there.
You think I don't need to do that?
I mean,
It'll be okay?
TV since the 1980s has told me that it's only something to be it's a risible. It's only something to be mocked, and I think we just leave it there.
Is that how you use? I thought Riz was something.
No, I
that
mispronounced derisible, like the English word.
Oh,
I wasn't using
okay.
Riz. I just kind of stumbled
okay.
on my words because I couldn't remember if it was risible or derisible. So I tried to mumble real quick and then hit the risible so no one would notice.
Okay, cool. Well, it's definitely not dirigible.
No. That's for the top
Although
of the
that would
Empire
be
State
cool.
Building in alternate past futures.
Yes.
So during the sleepover, the Ice King himself shows Abracadaniel the blood sword, Joshua's blood sword.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an interesting little sequence break. They read the incantation of the blood sword, which physically brings the demon there.
That's what it looked like, because Ice King seemed to imply that it would just give you a vision of the demon,
Yeah.
but instead it summons Keoth.
So Keoth isn't bound anywhere. He's just weak because his blood's in the sword?
I guess so.
See, I always thought he was bound somewhere. I mean, it's not like this isn't some deep lore shit that I paid a lot of attention to. It was just kind of weird. For some reason, I thought he was like Joshua had him chained to some ethereal fucking boulder somewhere.
I kind of thought that too. So we saw something about Keoth, at least in Dad's dungeon, but I don't remember the circumstances of Keoth. Let's find out.
Yeah, because I
The
thought
internet
I
is
see.
right here.
I thought there was like a banana rama pancake chant that sends Keoth back to his dimension or something.
I think the Keoth banana chant, pancake chant, opens up a portal to his dimension, but
I guess he's
don't
just free to
know.
hop through. I guess I kind of just assumed him to be trapped.
Yeah, let's see. Keoth created the demon sword with his own blood. The spell Keoth Rama Pancake. Yeah, I don't know. You can use it to banish him.
Well, I guess we'll
But-
find out in future episodes, or we've already seen it and forgot. Either way, it's done.
I mean, he's dead.
Yeah. I mean, it's not
They
now.
killed him.
Yeah.
They
Nah, I
blew
don't
him
know.
up.
Demons can reform. Shit happens.
Yeah. So Keoth is so mostly this episode doesn't really have a whole lot of substance to it. It's Abracadaniel is a jerk to BMO. The magic is sort of interesting. So here's a Adventure Time magic question. Ice King gets his magic from his crown.
Mhm.
Where does Abracadaniel's magic come from? Is it from his stupid
His
wand?
pyloric valve?
His pyloric sphincter.
Yeah. Is that the thing from? I was starting to think of the thing from Confederacy of Dunces.
I don't know.
I mean, I just assume that like it's one of those things where it's like you're genetically a wizard, like Harry Potter rules. So he gets his magic from, he's his magic.
Okay, that could be. I mean, we know that some of the other wizards don't necessarily have that happen. Like Magic Man has his magic hat. Ice King has his crown.
No, but I think Magic Man
But
was
other-
magic pre-hat, wasn't he? Wasn't he magic
No.
on Mars?
He was magic on Mars because of the hat. I can't remember how he got it, but I think it will be revealed later on.
Yeah.
But,
I remember the hat made him go nuts or whatever. I thought he was magic pre-hat as well.
Because remember, at some point, Betty removes the magic from
Yeah, yeah.
him and takes the hat and becomes Magic Betty or whatever they call her.
Yeah, he becomes normal man or whatever.
Yeah, he turns into normal man.
Yeah.
Horrible name.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, yeah, this episode is the only reason we're watching it is to watch the next episode.
For sure.
The sword gets broken because they're threatening the demon threatens Abracadaniel and Ice King, which releases the demon, and the demon, thinking that Jake is his dad, whose name is Joshua. I remember. Thank you. And he takes him into his weird fucked up mirror man from Flash dimension, and
Steals him away.
yes,
Yeah. So I do have a couple of questions about this. First of all, so like these episodes aired in 2013,
Mhm.
which was before we met, right? Yeah.
yeah.
We met in, like, 2016.
We met in like 18.
I think it was 16.
No, really?
Maybe it was 17. I don't know.
Yeah, let's
It
go
was a while
17.
ago.
Yeah.
But when we started doing our Halloween episodes where we were doing like demon summoning rituals from cartoons,
Yeah.
we never even Keoth was so far away from our radar. Like we never these episodes didn't stick with us enough that we remembered like, oh yeah, there's this magic spell to summon Keoth.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. This is a I think what they call in paranormal circles a nothing burger.
A nothing burger. You
Yeah.
don't think we should write it down? Yeah. I mean, there's nothing going on. I mean, you have the blood sword, which I guess that would be a really difficult prop to find for us. A sword made out of demon.
I got plenty of blood. I can make it.
You want to make an Alex blood sword?
I don't want no, not now, but back when I was the Alex cast and you were doing ornament. Well, you're still doing ornamency, but like back in those
Uh-huh.
days where we did our weird Halloween summoning rituals, I was willing to give a couple pints of blood to make a sword out of it.
Oh well,
But not anymore. I don't even have that show anymore.
that's true. That's true. You could always start it up again.
Yeah, I've actually been thinking about that a little bit, to be honest.
You could add another X.
No, because then it gets porno-y.
You could put it at the end. Alex casts.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
probably the best idea is try to make it even harder to spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe put 2 T's on cast.
Yeah, throw a couple A's in the front. Yeah, okay, that's. I mean, literally, that I wouldn't have watched that episode. It's just there's a bit with
yeah, we
the
needed
and
it.
then we have to watch the next one. So it's like I don't have much to say about that guy. I'll be honest with you.
Right. Okay, so I do have a piece of Nothing Burger trivia as well.
I'd love to hear it.
Keoth is voiced by a fella named Noah Nelson, and the only other credits he's got on IMDb are video games.
Oh, cool.
It didn't look like, so I don't know. I don't know what else he's done. But yeah, that's about it. So I guess we move into the terrifying middle part of the episode where we have a what we call a segment.
Yes. So let me give you a little update.
Okay.
Audience at home, I'm going to give you some insight into our working, into Eric and I love life. So we're laying together in bed, naked as the day we were born, still sweating from our exertions. And I said, Eric, maybe you should prepare a segment for this one because I don't have that many shiny rocks. I've not done a lot of it. Audience at home, I'm not getting into it, but there's some stuff going on in my personal life that has been taking up a shitload of my time. I've not been paying attention to words that much. It turns out, no, I've just been bookmarking them. I have plenty of shiny rocks. I realized.
So you
as we
do
said
have
that-
some
yeah,
shiny
yeah.
rocks.
I've got 4.
Okay.
Just- yeah,
Well,
yeah.
let's do. You want me to pick one?
Yes. They're all
Okay.
kind of small, so we can speed run if we want. But pick 1, 2, 3, or 4 to start with.
I will pick Beta.
Okay, that is 2, and Beta is the one I don't have the link open. Oh man, your timing is
Great.
terrible.
I'm good at
Wait,
this.
no, I got it. It'll be quick. Yeah, we never. Oh, you'll know this word. I just like it, and I don't think I've said it on the word before. But chiasmos.
Chiasmos.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm sure
know
I'm
that
pronouncing
word.
it wrong.
Okay. How do you spell it?
CHIASMUS.
That's how I would have guessed. I don't think I know that word.
Oh.
Chiasmos. No. What is it?
So, it is from the Greek for the letter X, and it is a reversal of grammatical structures in successive phrases or clauses, but no repetition of words. I'm going to give you an example.
Excellent. This sounds cool.
By the day frolic, end the night, and dance by night. So it's
Okay.
blah, blah, blah. This is hard to describe. That's all I'm saying. Despised if ugly, if she's fair, betrayed. Pleasure's
Oh.
a sin, and sometimes sin's a pleasure. That's kind of the more obvious version of it, where it's you.
Right.
Technically, I don't think you're supposed to use the same word in it, but anyway, it's made like an X. So you go like clause A after either the semicolon or the comma,
Uh-huh.
diagonal to clause A, and then clause B, the same thing. So it like makes an
Yeah.
X, and it's like rhetorical X. There was
Okay.
a Shakespeare one too. But oh, what damned minutes tells he o'er, who dotes yet doubts, suspects yet strongly loves. I don't know why that's
like it.
one, but I like that line. Because Shakespeare, good at writing. But chiasmus, actually, my main thing is I like that it's a word for to shape like the letter X. I think that's neat.
I like that. That's cool. Okay, let's do alpha now.
Alpha. A nonce word. A nonce word. Do you know what a nonce word is?
Well, a nonce is a oh god, it gets used in computer science sometimes, and I'm trying to figure out how that would be, what it would be elsewhere. Like a filler, a placeholder word.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So it's also called an occasionalism. So it's any word or any sequence of sounds or letters created for a single occasion or utterance, not otherwise understood or recognized as a word in a given language. So the one that they reference, which I love, is, have you ever seen, there's a spiky shape and a round shape, and you say, which one of these is named Boo Boo and which one is named Kika?
Yeah.
Both of those are nonce words.
They're
They're just
nonce
throwaway. They don't
words.
actually mean anything. They're just invented because you're looking at something and saying, yeah, it's nonsense. It's just, that's a Kika word. So like they use also like wug or blicket. Like these like kind of, they're wordy sounding words and you're just saying, grab me the blicket over there.
Oh my God, Binklemeyer is a nonce word.
Oh, probably.
Oh wow. Okay, cool. We had a nonce word in this episode. I'm gonna say Binklemeyer,
Yes.
nonce word.
Indeed.
Okay, cool. And then all right, let's do Delta.
No, I'm gonna change up. What's C in
There is no C.
well, what's the third letter?
Gamma.
Okay, we're doing gamma. Because this relates to nonce. Do you know
Okay.
what go stack is?
Go stack.
Yeah.
Like ghost ack.
No, GOSTAK.
Go stack. Never heard of it that one.
So this
before.
is an example of a nonce word, but to show how grammar works. So go stack is a meaningless noun. It occurs in the phrase, the go stack destims the dashes.
Oh yeah, I've seen a ghost stack do that before.
Yeah, well, no, see, the fact that you could say that sentence is the point of it. So it's Ogden and Richards, referring to a man named Ingram. These are all grammarians. Suppose someone says the Gostak destims the dashes. You do not know what this means, nor do I. But we assume that it is A, English. We know that dashes are destimmed by the Gostak. We know, too, that one destimmer of dashes is a Gostak. If, moreover, the dashes are galoons, we know that some galoons are destimmed by the Gostak. And so we may go on, and so we may often do. So the idea is, like, you can derive almost exact meaning from it while there being no meaning within it. You know, but just it's like just a way of, like, grammatical structure.
Nonces.
Yeah. Here's a good dialogue. Question, what is the Gostak? Answer, the Gostak is what destims the dashes. What's destimming? Destimming is what the Gostak does to the dashes. Okay, but what are the dashes? The dashes are what the Gostak destims. You know you need unique New York. Okay, and then, so that's fun. And the last one, which I like quite a bit, is
Delta.
yes, Delta, fine airline, good people, really good gas station. Obloquy.
Oh, obloquy.
I'm actually pronouncing that wrong. I don't know how to say it. That's probably close enough.
It's obloquy.
Yeah, sure.
Shit. You know what? This is a word that I have absolutely seen before.
So the reason I'm choosing it is the spelling.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to spell it. I'm not going to give you the
Okay.
example, but
Oh, yeah.
Obloquy.
Yes.
That QUY is really interesting to me.
Yeah, it's the same ending as soliloquy. And I believe an obloquy is related to a soliloquy, in that it is some kind of speech or something, but maybe it's, since soliloquies are sort of like one person speaking as if you're sort of hearing their inner monologue out loud. Maybe an obloquy is a speech in a play that other people are actually hearing.
No, you're right on the.
Damn.
It's word based though. You got the
Okay.
qui is the same. It's a noun, strong public criticism or verbal abuse. He endured years of contempt and obloquy, is the example sentence.
Cool.
I just like it because QUI. You don't see that often. I guess soliloquy is another example, but like, I play a lot of Scrabble. I wouldn't have if I had that in my rack. I don't think I would guess it. Like I'm good at guessing words in Scrabble that it's close enough
Yeah.
and no one's going to challenge you. I don't think I would have figured that out.
And it's obloquy with an O in the middle?
OBLOQUY.
Yeah, I think I would have spelled it with an I, but I'm not sure why. Probably because of soliloquy. Well, cool. Okay, those are some pretty good shiny rocks.
Yes,
I like them all.
those are shiny rocks. I did my job. I just don't remember doing it. Congratulations, Shinji.
Nice. Well, I guess that means that my segment we can save until the end.
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
All right. Sounds good.
After we talk about episode 41, The Pit.
The Pit. I really enjoyed this episode, and not just because it has Counselor Troy in it.
I'm so proud of myself because the second that lady started talking, I'm like, I think that's Marina Sirtis. And then it went,
And it was.
I can't believe I remembered her name.
Yeah.
Because normally I would say Counselor Troy, but for some reason, the same brain that forgets everything, any date, any birthday. One time I forgot my middle name. I just pulled fucking Marina Sirtis out. But yeah, so hooray for me.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't another one of our segments going to be you trying to guess my middle name?
Yes, I recently told you that I believe it is Lemon Grab.
Okay. Well, I like that guess, but it is incorrect.
All right. Well, until next time.
Till next time.
All right. So episode opens with them being sucked through the glass vortex into the realm of the Demon Lord. And his big
The
revenge
broke
is...
up dimension is what we call it.
What's it called?
The broke up dimension.
The broke up dimension. And
Yeah.
the demon's revenge is quite fun. That, hey, you made a sword out of me. I'm going to make a blood hat out of you.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
And the thing that's kind of ridiculous about it is like, so we've seen Jake get drained of blood before, you know.
Yeah.
Marceline did that to him. But the thing that's really strange about it is, like, it wasn't enough blood to kill him, which means that over time Jake's just gonna grow more blood. I mean, that's just how blood works.
Yeah. Also, he left him like food down there. And like, I know the food is trapped, but like Jake can just stretch in between those bars, I feel like. Like, I feel like this is not
Yeah.
the airtight trap that the demon is trying to set.
Well, I'm sure that's why Jake's really not that worried about it. You know, he never seems that threatened or worried or scared, and it's obvious that Keoth really wants him to be. You know, Keoth wants Jake to get worked up and be like, no, you know, but Jake is just sort of like, okay, I'll hang out down here, no problem. You know, and I'm sure part of it is he knows that Finn is going to come save him, but
Yeah, but also Jake does, and we've talked about this, he does have that kind of suicide by inaction way about him, where he's like, it's fine. I guess if this is happening, it's happening. Like I will do not even the minimum effort to save my life right now.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure he could also kick Keoth's butt, just, you know.
Yeah, I mean, even if he can't kill him, I'm sure he could escape. Like there's a lot of things that could be attempted more than just kind of chilling on the ground and waiting.
Mm-hmm. One of the visual effects that I really enjoyed in this episode, visual effects, can you call it visual effects in cartoons? But
I mean, it's made of light, so yeah.
Okay, all right. Every scene that takes place in the broken up dimension has the kind of like the crisscrosses across the screen, like shattered glass. I thought that was really clever, and I really appreciated that.
I like the demon conversation he has with Jake, where he's like, Jake's like, oh yeah, that's okay. And he's like, no, but you have to suffer. And Jake's like, oh, okay. Like he's just really getting in the demon's head that he's like just going with things.
Yeah, and I really like I also really like that part of this episode is a Finn and Lady Rainicorn team up. And I didn't go and look at Lady Rainicorn's lines in this episode. Did you go look and see any of the stuff she talks about?
No, I did not. I enjoyed the joke of Finn saying, I don't really know Korean that well. And I kind of didn't want to know what she was actually saying because like, this is funnier this way.
Hold on, let's see. Maybe the transcript might have.
It usually does on Adventure Time Wiki or where the fuck that site is. The one that always shows up right after the ads on Google.
There is a line where Finn's calling Jake Lady's husband, and she's like, "What are you talking about? He's my boyfriend. Why do you keep assuming weird things about my relationship with Jake?"
Yeah.
And then let's see, what other fun things does she say? Oh yeah, and when they watch the tape where Jake is sort of making like a sex tape for Lady Rainicorn.
Yeah, love that.
She keeps telling him to skip it in Korean.
Yes.
And he's like, I don't get it. And she yells it a lot at him, which is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, and that's such a good gag because one, Jake doing a sex tape is hilarious, but like the second part of the sex tape where he does the towel reveal, but like Jake walks around naked anyway. Like there's no reveal. It's such a dumb joke.
I know. I love that too. It was fun. Yeah, and I really enjoyed the character of Samantha. Like, she was impressive. That was she's definitely one of those, like, you kind of get the impression maybe somebody on the Adventure Time animation team is a little bit of a furry.
Yeah, and obviously they're fucking Star Trek nerds because they're going through Next
yeah.
Generation people. The other thing about this Jake Sexy thing is that he taped over a video from his dad, which there's all sorts of weird things there.
Yeah, and I mean, part of it is just Jake doesn't necessarily always pay attention. He doesn't always seem to care about stuff as much, like we were just talking about.
Yeah.
But it does seem weird that he would tape over a tape from his dad, since he kind of hero worships his dad.
And also, like, that's, at least for me, that's not my first thought when all horned up.
Yeah. But, in his defense, there's probably a limited number of VHS tapes.
Yeah, I don't know. I would just say, you know what I'd say? Check, please. More Shelby lines in this episode.
I do want to talk a little bit about that in a set heat signature too.
Yes.
I want to talk about that in a little bit, because let's talk about it right now.
Yeah.
What's up with... So Shelby is able to bless grape juice so that it's holy water based.
Yes.
So is Shelby a priest?
He was wearing a priest collar.
True. Now, it doesn't seem to have any effect on Keoth until they tell Keoth that it's holy water. So I'm wondering if Keoth just needs to, if it's some sort of like psychosomatic holy water.
No, that's exactly it. It's like when it's like that like an egregore or a tulpa or one of those things where, like, enough psychic power gets imbued and it starts working. Like, there's that great joke of like, all the vampires that are around in like 31 AD, and like out of nowhere, all of a sudden the letter T starts really bothering them. Like, I think that's exactly what's going on here, where just like, oh, it's the power is there now.
Right. Yeah. So there is sort of a lot of exposition, sort of setting up their incursion into the broken up realm. With the watching the videotape, the all that kind of stuff, and then when they get there, Lady Rainicorn forms a circle around Finn, which is supposed to be some kind of magic circle that protects him, and it doesn't seem to work super well, but it works well enough, and they're able to. Yeah, I mean, they really need Keoth to absorb the blood from the grape juice, blood from the new sword.
Good plan. I mean, finally Finn showing a little smarts.
I know. Well, he's like 14 or 15 now. He can be a little smart.
Yeah, good point. I gotta tell you, I have like no notes on this episode. You could use that shit.
There's a line in this episode where Samantha asks when Samantha and Jake are introducing themselves to each other, and Jake almost calls himself JT Dogzone.
Oh, I thought that was happening. So do we think in universe that actually is Jake? We know at one point he did a holographic like newsletter thing. Maybe at one point he was like that sex columnist.
I guess it's possible. I feel like JT Dogzone is kind of a sleazebag, though.
Yeah, men wear plenty of hats over the course of their lives.
That's true. I guess that's true. But yeah, So another interesting thing, I had kind of like missed the fact that it was a yoga room originally. Although I did catch the yoga joke when Keoth throws Jake into the pit and says downward dog or something, like, you'll be a downward dog now, or I was like, oh yeah, that's a yoga pose. And which I suppose was probably the joke that he was in the yoga room. And then when he said, I've got to do my daily sun salutations, immediately my brain went to Liber Resh, which is the set of daily sun rituals that are used in Thelema.
Oh
But
yeah,
that's-
that one. Yeah,
yeah.
good call. Yeah.
Yeah, but of course,
I
that's
haven't
not
I
what
haven't
he
read
was doing.
Thelema shit in like 25 years. It's I need to be
Yeah.
we need to be bashed over the head with reminders.
But that's not what he was doing. So, it turns out the sun salutations were more yoga stuff, and so it's great that you get that little glimpse of him doing a yoga pose when Jake or when Finn and Lady show up. That was pretty entertaining.
Yeah. There's a fun thing at the end. So he gets killed, and Lady Rainicorn and him are like, "Oh, I love you, I love you," and Finn goes, "Yo, guys, I'm still in love with Flame Princess."
Yeah.
So that answers that question.
I was also curious. Another thing that I wanted to look at. Oh yeah, so when Lady shows a little bit of jealousy towards Samantha, and oh yeah, she says to him, "What is happening? Did you fall in love with that lady or what?" And Jake says, "Not even." And then Lady then says, "Then why did you spend so long in the pit?" Yeah. Oh, poor Finn.
Yeah, you'll get over it eventually.
He will. I agree. But it is going to take a little while.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
rest
so-
in peace, Dad's blood sword, and rest in peace, Demon Boy.
I know. And okay, so let's talk about the blood sword for a second. So, one of the things that is kind of an ongoing, or one of the ongoing themes in Adventure Time are all of Finn's swords. A lot of fans sort of catalog his swords and things like that. So the death of the destruction of the Demon Blood sword is actually making way for the introduction for a very, very important sword that is that has ramifications for the entire rest of the series.
Yes.
And I'm really, really excited about seeing that. That is coming right up, like in just a couple episodes.
Yeah, I thought that was happening very soon. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that'll be fun to see. So, I mean, I guess we could just mention that it's the grass sword. The grass sword. Is
Yeah, I
coming.
don't know why we're being so coy there, but that's
Yeah,
the same
I mean,
thing.
it's from 2013. There's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
spoilers. And the grass sword ends up being one of those things, that it has fern grows out of it eventually. The grass sword is also there when Finn gets his arm removed. I don't
Yeah.
even remember how that happens.
I don't
but,
know either, but it definitely does happen. The grass sword comes from there, and then
Mhm.
there's,
And
there's
the
all
grass
fern
sword-
stuff. Yeah.
The grass sword is there when they finally defeat the Lich, or finally again defeat the Lich.
Yeah.
And have encounters with Finn's dad and that kind of stuff. So I'm excited. There's a lot of really cool stuff coming up that I'm looking forward to seeing. Some big cosmic change things.
Yeah.
So I am kind of Keoth is a demon, and they established that pretty well. But Keoth isn't from the Nightosphere, and I am now kind of wondering, what is a demon in Adventure Time? Is it just scary things from other dimensions, or what?
Yeah, probably. I mean, the
You
same
don't
way we
have
say
any-
demon. Like we say demon, it's like, yeah. Well, what way? Because there's like demons that serve you. There's demons that want to eat your face. There's like the Roman Catholic demon. It's probably a catch-all
Well,
term.
I mean, when we say demon, like in the land of the occult in Western occultism, demon itself, in English, does have those sort of negative connotations from Christianity, but the word comes from daimon, which is just like the Greek word for spirit. So there are good. You know what? I silenced my phone and it still made a noise.
Yeah, I don't think that was the first time. I think I heard it a little bit ago too.
Really?
Yeah.
God. I swear I silenced my phone. I was sitting here talking to you. I hit the little thingamajig. It's unsilenced now. I must have fat thumbed it. So anyhow, there are agathodaimones or good demons, and there are kakodaimones or evil demons. But of course, in Christianity, all spirits are sort of seen as evil, and I think there's probably like lots of scholarship that talks about this, because even sometimes gods were referred to as daimones. or
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
spirits.
driving at. It's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
there's the Christian thing. They just lumped it all together, but it's not actually, that it,
Yeah.
I would say that it's anything weird, but also there is a hell in Adventure Time.
There's death. There's the land of the dead.
Yeah, but there's like the Land of the Dead, the shitty part of it. One
Yeah.
could assume that's hell. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of true. The land of the dead isn't all nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting, but there doesn't seem to be a heaven in Adventure Time.
Yeah, there is. Later in the Foreign Lands, remember Jake goes to heaven and like forgets who Finn is? He like ascends on like some kind of bodhisattva thing.
Yeah, but it's basically just another part of the land of the dead, right? It's like the 47th layer of the land
Oh
of the
yeah,
dead.
but I
or
mean,
something
that's what I
like
assume
that. Yeah.
heaven is too. You know.
Really? Okay. I don't know. I don't think that's how the Christians look at it. I think
What do
heaven
you
and
have,
hell.
like, hell's down, heaven's up. I mean, what's in the middle? Us. It's one thing. Well, you know,
Okay.
it's all Yggdrasil, baby.
All right, works for me, Pope Alex.
Yes, damn straight.
But I also find it really interesting. So I think that it's important that they have the blood sword in order to summon Keoth, but but they don't really need it in order to open the. They needed that tablet in order to open
Yes.
the gateway. So I guess there is sort of an important material component to that spell, because I'm thinking of when you open the portal to the Nightosphere, you need the fill face and the bug milk and that kind of stuff. But and also I was really amused by the idea of using Lady Rainicorn as a magic circle. That was
Yeah.
kind of fun.
And she got blood. Blood got salt in it. Salt circle. It all works
Heck
out.
yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I really think we're done talking about this episode unless you have more.
Okay. No, I don't have any more.
Yeah.
But I do have a segment I would like to talk about.
Yeah. No. Wait. Let's get to your segment.
Okay.
I just felt like the demon talk was nice. Good. I like where you're going from there, but I felt like we're kind of done here. Like the Adventure Time of this seemed to be on a little gas.
So for my birthday, I got 2 new synthesizers,
Cool.
and they are little tiny synthesizers. I just want to talk about them and show them off a little bit. The first one, which I'm very entertained by, is this little thing called the Stylophone.
Looks cool.
And it was originally released in the 70s and was kind of billed or sort of marketed as the original pocket synthesizer. It has literally, hold on, this stylus that's attached by a little wire, like a metal tipped stylus, and you touch it to this metal blah 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 keyboard looking thing. And I'm gonna play just a few notes here.
Yeah.
I hope it's not too loud, but it's going through some effects already, so it'll sound cooler than it actually does.
Yeah, that's got an interesting flavor to it.
It does. I agree. And then the other synthesizer, which I was super thrilled by, that I was not expecting at all, is this little thing called a Korg NewTek NTS1, and it was a kit, so it was like a little. I basically had to put it together myself, and it's really really cool, and it has like arpeggiator. It's just got all this stuff that it does. It's very fun. It's a mono synth as well, but I'm going to just play about 30 seconds. Yes, Alex, you must sit there for 30 minutes now.
Yeah, I'm not even psyched for 30 seconds. I'll be honest. I'm not doing 30 minutes.
Okay, hold on. I'll go fast. How's that? Was that long enough?
That's fine. Yeah, no, that was good.
Okay.
Yes, you did well.
But the thing that's kind of exciting about it is like all of these little tiny pocket synthesizers can all sort of like plug into each other and synchronize with each other and stuff like that. The stylophone can't. It's a pretty simplistic little instrument, but I didn't really have on my 20. There are a number of things I didn't have on my 2024 bingo card, but getting obsessed with tiny synthesizers wasn't something that was on my card. But I am really, really digging tiny synthesizer land.
Yeah, I mean that's rather Eric coded. That makes sense to me. I get it.
Eric coded.
Yeah.
But so I will, hopefully, I don't know when I'm going to have time to do it, but I'm planning to put out some little synthesizery music stuff pretty soon, and I have some fun live music stuff. Oh yeah, another thing. This was really cool. My brother Nick had his album release party a little over a week ago, and it was amazing. It was a sold out show. He filled up Mississippi Pizza. He totally sold it out. And I got to play a song with him on stage. I played piano for one of his songs.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was my first time kind of on stage in a venue like that. And it was my first time really playing piano with another musician in live. So I did pretty well. I was really happy with how my performance went, and so overall I was pretty pleased with it.
Love it.
I want to do more.
Well, you have my permission.
Thank you. You're very gracious.
I am. I'm a gracious owner.
Yeah. But that's about all I've got for my segment. I now will ask you, Alex, for a call to action for our lovely listeners.
Just find us on Blue Sky. That's going to be our call to action.
All right,
we're Wizards
excellent.
Podcast on Blue Sky. A lot of people have love to see that are doing the full exodus from
the
the bad
really
place.
Nice to...
And so you're over there. Find us. I'm also there as Alex Bolin, AlexXBOLLEN. It'd be fun to have you. We'd like to see you.
Yeah. All right, that sounds
And
good.
Consider yourself called to action, and we'll see you in a fortnight.
Yay!
What is this?
Film before a live studio audience. Norm!
Mute.